Hey guys, 64 Dudley, good morning. Dan Shed, good evening, wherever you are today. Stuart, g'day. Paul, g'day. Bit more organised tonight. Sorry, I wasn't last week and sort of all over the shop. But got home in good time. I've been to the storage unit and picked up a load of stuff which I haven't unloaded yet or even looked at. I got in here in time to sort of have a bit of a scramble and a clean up and a tidy up and a move around, but we're a long way from being finished. Kevin, happy birthday. We're going to go there. Kevin Camplin, happy birthday. Machine NZ. And I wondered if we would tonight when I saw that pop up. So it's all going. I hope you can hear me over the top of the air conditioner, but it's pretty warm in here and I've just turned it on. Dan's in Tamworth at the Honky Tonk Bar. That's interesting. Mark Osborne, good day. Look, I don't know if we've got really very much to sort of look at or see or anything. I don't know if there's a whole lot of progress. It feels like I've unloaded and I must have thrown out 20 boxes, but I don't know where everything's gone and I don't know what was in them really. I've got rid of quite a lot of novels and fiction books, stuff that, unless it was really, really attached to it, I sort of got rid of it. So that was a few boxes went. I'm still unpacking stuff and unloading stuff. I've got about 1,000 files to put somewhere and store properly, and I'm really not happy with what I've done with them, but I'm not sure what to do. Hung up some G-clamps, moved some cabinets around. Found my label maker, so we're sort of ready to have a YouTube channel again. Now we've got that. Hey Peter. We've got a little Kenneth Wells engine here that needs a little bit of work because storage hasn't been kind to it, but nothing serious, so it might be a job to do that at some point. Next few days. Got the Stuart Progress out that I've been looking at pretty close with a view to doing some work on it. Got the rest of it here too. Found all the bits for that and found the book and stuff. Got an oiler here, Dan. If you're looking for a brand new Adams drip oiler, there's one there. I think I showed that last week. I'll put oiler on it if you want with my label maker, if that helps you, makes you feel any better. So I've just been unpacking stuff, really. That's kind of what's happened. Deal, righto. there's actually even some tape in this. Let's see if it prints. There we go. Job's done. See how easy is that? I should make a habit of this. I'll put that on there and I'll deliver it personally. Job's done. See, easy as that. Nothing to it. That was needs to be yellow, probably. Anyway, we'll live with that. It's the 21st century sort of. Yeah, they have real labels. Got a bike here that probably will go in the top of the wardrobe, I sort of hope, if we pull it apart. That's the theory. You're going to pull everything out to get it there, but I'd really like to have this going. This is my 1931 Gazelle. I would really like to have this restored, but don't know what we're doing about that. Do I abandon the project or do something about it? I'd really like to have this. It'd be a nice companion piece to the steamroller at rallies. We'll see how we go. What we got? We've actually done a job on this wardrobe. This is a bit of a problem. There's boxes of track here for O-gauge railways, and I don't know whether I sell it or what. But we've done some organisational here. We've got those chests in here. I've sort of been putting stuff away slowly. I've just piled all this stuff in here. Don't look too closely at that. And piled stuff in there. It's all a work in progress. These were just full of junk. And I've actually sort of got files in this top one. I don't know what to do about them. There's a lot of them. Haven't even looked at this, but hand tools and scrubbers and rules and calipers and things will probably go in there. Manhole in the ceiling larger, that might be the answer too. Did screw some bits of timber on the side of this cart for some G-clamps. I don't know if you can see that, it's a bit dark in here. And F-clamps and things, little clamps and big clamps. That's awesome. This will probably live out beside the mill in the workshop, so it's okay there for a bit, but it's not really the answer. There's so many tools and things that were in those chests, these red and black chests here, that need to be put away, and there's still so many tools in here. And other stuff. There's another file. Yeah. A pair of calipers. Don't know what else is in here. There's a Craven A cigarette box, I think. Never ever smoked Craven A's, but there we go. It's a pair of pointy nose pliers. It'd be very handy. There's another caliper. Probably eyeshadow pencil. And the Stabilo wax pencil, which is nice to have because you never ever find one when you want it. There's some memo papers that are Band-Aid shaped. There you go. Not sure they're particularly useful for anything. There's a box there that says file buttons with something in it, but it probably are file buttons. There's a Festo air cylinder, which may be useful for something, or it might not. There's a set of tapered pin reamers, which also might be useful for something or not. Grade out of a border. Don't know what else is here. Inserts. It's a steel ruler. A scale. Dear Keith. Cat taps and dies. Bits and pieces. There's a graver handle. Look at that. There you go. So that's where we're at. This one's the same. Taps, dies, drills. Some of it opens, some of it doesn't. Bits of scrap. It all just got tossed in here. So that's where we're at. Probably hand mill or something. Some marking out fluid. It's a horseshoe magnet. You want to see that? It's a horseshoe magnet. There's a Sharpie that I've been looking for all weekend. More taps and dies. What have we got there? A radius cutter. I want a radius cutter. A pair of safety glasses. So, a lot of this stuff is pretty, just needs going through and sorting out. There's inserts that come loose and all sorts of things. Don't even know what's in that box in the back. There's the internal ball gauge. Bits of casting kits and parallels, and it all just got tossed in, and I'm a bit annoyed about that, but that's how it happened. So there we go. Getting there. Good morning, David. So still got stuff on the floor here everywhere, but it's much better than we can. We now get this door open, which is good. We're still working on putting all this stuff away. And there's boxes with just random stuff that looks like hand tools in there. The one underneath's got an iron in it. That's aluminium stock. Needs to go over there in that cabinet. Don't know. It's a work in progress. Cable ties have got to go somewhere. Some hand plane bits and pieces have got to go somewhere. Go and no-go gauges for tool room. Not got a lot of use for them probably. Some bearings. Some... all sorts of stuff in there. Anyway, this is the dilemma that we're faced with, is where to put it all. Parallels from John Creasy, thank you very much. It's an airbrush. Saddle there off the little Lorch lathe. Got to do something about some drills. Bit of copper pipe. And a random end off one of these rack shelves. Yeah, it's a bit of an undertaking. Under there is things like vices and dividing heads and stuff like that. This is nowhere near organised the way it should be. I'd like some bins on here or some sort of drawer system or something. I'm not sure yet. There's probably room for drawers, and that might help things if we got a set of drawers for here. Just to go in the middle here where those red and black ones were for some things. Having said that, these drawers are nowhere near organised or full either yet. I've just been putting stuff in there out of the way. So there's that as well. I have put a pegboard up. So we've got, sort of, you can see that. I've got a pegboard with a lot of tools on it, hammers and saws and things. Anyway, I'm feeling a little bit accomplished here because I've done quite a lot. But I can get the door shut again, so I've got space in here to move. Time gets away, and I only had yesterday really to work on it. Sunday morning I took the saw bench bits, and we're changing shift here. Took the saw bench bits, the spindle and the bearings across to a friend here in Logan who's going to bore them out on HBM. So that's pretty exciting. That's a project that's moved on from here to the next place, and it shouldn't be too far before we get them back. I've been in touch with him again today, so I'm thinking he's having a bit of a go at it. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I'm probably going to make a plywood shelf unit to go in there. I did bring a plywood shelf unit with me tonight, which will probably go on the end of the bench there. It will fit nicely up there. And I can put some things like models and things on that, like finished projects and things like those. Projects and things. I've still got 2 benches which are going to go outside with plenty of storage room on them and around them, so probably going to screw some plywood on them and make them sort of lock-upable, or at least enclosable so nothing goes missing or no one can see what's in them, and leave everything like that outside. It's been a big week. Anyway, still got to go to work, so I'm sort of dealing with that. I did go and buy, I called past the new Nuts and Bolts place here local, or the old Nuts and Bolts place local, that we thought I'd go in and say hello and buy something. A couple of 4mm dowel pins, spare one. And so the secret here, what I'm going to do, this shaft here, which sticks out, going to drill that down halfway, and I'm going to press a steel dowel pin into it as a driver, and then I'm going to cut in the end of this. I'm going to cut and slot in one side to drive on the 4mm slot to drive on the driver, and I'm going to probably finish this the same as I finished the other one. Oops, it's all just falling apart. It's a one-handed job. Same as I finished this one, and put a spring detent in it. And a groove so that it just clicks in place, and then we've got that operational. I'd be pretty happy with that. Don't know if that's in the right way round or it's out of sync or what. We'll just put that back together so it doesn't fall on the ground, and so we know where everything is. Another thing we need to do is drill the end of this square and tap it and put a screw in there before we put it together, and that way it doesn't, when this one end falls off, it doesn't fall off the end. So that's another option, another thing that needs to be done. I'd like to really finish this cover, so that's something that we're working on. I did a little bit to that yesterday. Anyway, it's all happening. Everyone's gone very quiet. I believe there was a new video out today from Bill Baggins. Probably something I'm going to watch tonight. There you go. Sounds pretty exciting. This is one from, I also see a video from, one from Russ Knox, as always. I don't think I saw that yet. It was an addendum to his dovetail video from the week before. So, haven't seen that. Anyway, I guess we're all up to stuff. I wonder what Kevin's up to, if he's still there, besides having a birthday. Anyway, that's stuff that's happening. This is all, I mean, you've got boxes like this, which I haven't even looked at or unpacked. It's just full of stuff, and some of it can probably get tossed, some of it can get rid of, you know. It's just stuff. There's boxes of power tools here, and I'd like to have probably a case or a carton or a floor box or something to put everything in. Be nice to have one of those outdoor site boxes out the back to put all my power tools in. I don't know. We'll see how we go. There seems to be a lot of them. They're here everywhere. But to get them out of here would be fantastic. There's another box there that I haven't done anything with. I know that box has got rollers for the sheet metal, Swage and Jenny. Things like this, I'm not sure I'll ever finish that, but probably it's there. Don't know. This cabinet with spark plugs in it, I've got a box of spark plugs in another room that are in the way. I've got a sign that goes with it, and this cabinet. Where do I put it? No idea. No idea. Still thinking about that. Then there's boxes of castings, like that box that got stuck up there out of the way and is really in the way. And another box that's outside the door here that's also been stuck out there out of the way, but it's really in the way. So, don't know. I'd very much like all these chucks and faceplates to go in a cabinet down there in the end beside this pulley. So that's another project. I've got too many projects, but just in the spirit of getting this workshop organised, they're things that I'd like to do, and it might be time to do them. Sheet Shop James, g'day. I haven't seen Bill's new video. It's up, I believe, Peter. I'll be looking at it tonight. Raymond Martin, g'day. Raymond lives locally, so Raymond should come over and help himself to goodies, because I haven't got room for everything. That's where we're at with that. We'll work out a time, Raymond, and you can bring your ute. I'm not more than about 20% joking there. Lots of boxes with power tools in. Don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, one of those site toolboxes, powder coated one outside with the waterproof top on, it'd be really nice. I did find some tools that go with your shaper, Raymond, so I do have that to drop off to you at some point, or get you to pick up. Anyway, this workbench is becoming more like a workbench and less like a storage space and a horizontal surface. So pretty happy about that. This is the harmonograph project that we've sort of been working on. I'd like to get finished and going. There's two box handles. If I make a box to go under the bench, I'll probably use them. Get some plywood and make something up. There you go. Look at that. It's a quality vintage hacksaw with an adjustable piece in the middle and two nuts, and a very useful pistol grip handle, and a post down the back with a slot in it for a pin, and another one here with also a slot in it to put the hacksaw in, and then you straighten it out. It's pretty useless actually. That's on the list of the most useless tools I own. There's some charts. I've got to post some stickers, so I'm going to post them with them. They're Bazi Industrial. Should I make a YouTube video chart and a decimal equivalent chart? So that's probably nice. I've got some hardness tester files. They've got to go somewhere. No idea where. Don't know how much this is even readable, or oh my gosh, there's a love letter from some time previous. I'm not going to read that out. Sometime quite previous. There's a back page of a Model Engineer magazine, which probably I hope has a date on it. I can put it back. A French Pacific by LBSC. The model engineer, January the 7th, 1943. We should be able to find the rest of that very easily. We got a black book. Dan, I have a delivery docket for a couple of tractor tyres. Do you want that? I was going to ask you. If you want it, I'll bring it down for you. Anyway, I've got a cabinet to go on this end to go up there, and I can put stuff in. And I would sort of like a frame up here with a pegboard. I'm not sure where the sticker board's going to go. If the sticker board's going to go, what the story is with that. Paul from Knackler's Workshop had a really good idea about using fridge magnet sheets. That's an excellent idea and something that may as yet get used. So we're still thinking about that. Okay, that's gone. Fix that. Job's done. That was easy. Box a couple of rivets. In one of these boxes, probably that one there, I imagine that they have a home. Gonna need both hands to get them down, but that's where they live. There's these two stickers, or this sticker that's got to go up. The Shed Shop, James P. Shout out, awesome channel. Gonna have to put that on a sticker board somewhere. Don't know. I've still got two sticker boards to put somewhere. Whether I stick them up here or whether honestly, a pegboard would be more use, I think. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. There's room over there on that cupboard door for something, but I don't really want to drill holes in anything. So, at this point, a bit of 3mm cupboard backing, or the 2 bits of cupboard backing, we could probably, don't know, still thinking about that. I did put a sign up there, which was surplus to requirements, but anyway, that's up there. Anyway, that's it. I've unloaded about 8 boxes of books so far into that other bedroom. It's becoming a little bit closer to saturation point, and we've got to extend some bookcases. So I've got the bookcases that don't fit in the room. I'm going to chop them in half, and I'm going to extend the others up 2 shelves. So that should fix the model engineer problem. That's that sorted. And if we get all them away, then we can start thinking about all the other stuff. But a lot of books have gone. That sign is actually amazing. Really like that, actually. It's one of my favourites. I'm glad I put that back up. Anyway, that's where we're going. I seem to have a lot more junk in the storage locker still, more than I would sort of anticipate, but we'll get the mill moved probably Tuesday next week. So maybe by next live stream we will have the mill here at some point. Crossed all our fingers, and if everything goes to plan, that's what we were sort of expecting. So anyway, you said there was only 27, Stuart, so we'll see how we go with that. There's a box of stuff from Stuart. We've got to fix that first. But I think if we moved all the power tools out of this room into a storage box, that we would have a whole lot more room in here. Still haven't run the mill yet. It'll be ready to plug in, I hope, by next live stream. We'll see how we go. Should have it here nicely anyway. Be pretty happy about that. I actually prepped up a couple of signboards. I've got to do a couple of signs for my machinery and vintage restoration club locally here. So I prepped up a couple of signboards yesterday in their spare hour and painted one of them. And the one I've painted at this stage is probably going to be like a info board to go beside the fowler, beside the roller at events and things. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, the model engineer situation's well in hand, Stuart, so we can handle that. Where I'm going to put a 1/3 size John Deere D, I don't know. But anyway. Excuse me again. It's a bit much. Anyway, a lot of this stuff can probably, honestly, can go. There's stuff that I've used for years. And the stuff I bought from Dad's because I really didn't want to leave it there, and I'm kind of glad I did, but then you've got to find somewhere to keep it. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. There's the overview. We've got a lot of O-gauge clockwork railway stuff. Don't know what to do about that. Could probably put a railway around here. Probably don't want to do that. It nearly needs a loop railway for clockwork, and I'd like to run some live steam on it, so it's not really good inside. Could probably organise a board for outside and put a cover over it. There is probably room here to do that if I wanted to, but poor old Joe's. We'll get things put away first. And the two big boxes of track, which are bigger than that, I don't know where we're going to put that for now. Anyway, it's a bit of a hopeless cause, and I do apologise for that. But done a few jobs on the lathe. I'm getting there slowly. There's just things that you forget you have, like this big, basically a box of cable ties that have got to go somewhere. Find there's an empty box there. That might be a good solution if there's a lid for it somewhere. There we go. There's cable ties in this box. Let's do that. Seem to have a lot of cable ties. Just heads up. Anyway, probably that's done. What else is happening? Work was a bit of a write-off today. Our order didn't ship in time to get here today, so I'm a bit annoyed about that. So I did very little instead of productive work. That's just a pain in there. Anyway, that's that done. There's a can opener. I think I've still got one in the truck, so I might leave that here on the pegboard. That's done. We have here a sieve, which is a very useful thing if you've got an ultrasonic machine. I'll put that up too. Cheap paintbrush needs to go in the paintbrush box, which is outside. We've got some more pegboard hooks. We've got flexible straw. We've got some hand plane bits. We've got a charger for an electric scooter. And we've got a box here full of assorted crap. I know what that is. There's some gears, and what else is in here? So let's have an exploratory sort of a look. There's go and no-go gauges. I don't know what to do with them. Probably advertise them or something. I haven't got a clue. They're kind of useful if you're doing production work, but they're kind of a bit old-fashioned too. There's the self-tapper attachment off my slide hammer. Know what that is? There's a fitting That's a valve guide at the John Deere D. So this is not a particularly difficult box to empty, but then you've still got to find there's oil seals for the John Deere and some bearings that probably go on it somewhere. Some Scotch-Brite hones. Some gears that were probably important for something, probably a oil pump or something. So I think they're John Deere bits. We might leave that box and put it away. Don't know if that's particularly well put away. I've realised I haven't really got a CD player, and I'm not likely to ever listen to that again. So unless someone wants a copy of The Grand Ain't Come By Free from the Streets, if anyone's interested in that particular genre of pop / hip hop / rap with a British accent, you're welcome to come and pick it up. So a couple of flow gauges there. Thanks, Dan. And that's how it goes. Medical airline connectors. Kim Bazalek, g'day. I'm John McManara, g'day. So, yeah, medical airline connectors. Hand plane bits. At some point, I would like to finish this. This is a rough casting I found somewhere. I started with this, and it's not really the answer, but I've got sort of a bit more of an idea about it. It's about number 4 smooth or something like that. And I've got enough Makassar ebony, which is what that is, to make the rest of it. But we'll see how we go with that. It's a pair of V blocks that were Dad's. They could do with the grind up, but I haven't got a grinder, so they might get a stone. It's been a while since they were clean, I think. Put them up there. There's a knob that was on the pantograph engraver that I replaced with something decent, so that's surplus to requirements. There's a decent rabbit plane that's half sharp. There's a little Stanley block plane, which is also half sharp. There's a Stanley drill, which is in pretty good nick. Don't know where you even keeps things like that. It needs somewhere, a hook hanging it up, but I don't know, hook it and, it needs to go somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, a lot of stuff. John McManara, good on you. I'm glad about that. Who else has got news? The jewellery welding torch. What on earth do I do with that? It's a surplus on all levels to requirements at this point. I've got a bare of ice to put on this bench, so that's something I might get done this weekend. I don't know if I brought it with me. That's all. I meant to get it. I might pick it up tomorrow night. See that box of stuff there? This is all watchmaking stuff. What on earth do you do with this? I mean, it's 1,000 years ago. What do we got? We've got a Poljot Russian quartz wristwatch. We've got a Lennon roller balance staff remover. I've got what looks like a Sherline tool post. I've got a hand vise for holding hands while you broach the holes. The watch hands. I've got a universal pocket watch key. There you go. It's very useful for American pocket watch cases. Negative set stuff. I've got a Inca block. It's upside down so you can't read it. An Inca block shock protection system display, which is a very useful little tool, but it shows how Inca block works. So things like that, you know, some of it's useful, most of it's not. Balance wheels out of English pocket watches, I would imagine. Looks like the works out of a dial caliper. A small box with a set of brooches in it. I shouldn't even be pulling this apart, but someone might be interested. It's another box of second-hand assortment, blue and gilt, regular and long sockets, supplied in metric lengths for accurate fitting, 96 hands. It's a very nice looking hammer. It's what appears to be a clock key. Projects that will never get finished and probably just need tossing out. Timex watch. A Seiko 7009. 7123, there you go. 7123 is a quick set date one. There you go. There's a lot of watches here that need some work, which may or may not ever get one. Oh well, top boy of the class, if you can tell me what that is. I know where the rest of it is. I reckon it's at work, but it's sort of a bit superfluous. This bit's sort of a bit of a gimmick, to be honest. John McNamara, new glass from a Tituo dial caliper is very easy. The place is called, it will come to me in a minute. That's not what it's called, but in Melbourne. Qualos Industries. If you Qualos, Qualos Industries. If you Google them, give them a call. They'll have one to you in a few days, and it won't cost you much. They're really excellent. Qualos Industries. There you go. Oh, there you go. There's a mainspring winder. Things I forgot I even had. Look at that. Lennon 11 pivot straightener. 8mm blanket adapter blank for a watchmaker's lathe. Some Mobius 8030 clock oil. There's what was probably once a half decent graver. I don't know what to do with this. There's a pivot. There you go. Depthing tool. Yeah, John, Qualos Industries, they're really good. They deal with the public. They're excellent. Just honestly, give them a call or drop them an email. They'll have it. Another hammer. They'll have it to you in a matter of days if you've got the part number for the. You've got the model number for your calipers. It's easy thing to do. It'll cost you probably $5. anyone else who's got Mitutoyo gear in Australia that needs work, they're the guys to go to for that. Anyway, there's other boxes and keys and crap in there. I'm going to have to put all this back together now, but what do I do with that box of stuff? I don't know. Go through it and see if there's anything else or anything I really want to keep or can use. Pack the rest up and post it to James. As the threat's real, I'm just saying. I've got a problem, people. Sorry, I've got a problem. My name's Emma and I've got a problem. Probably just DOS it. Hey, John, well done on that. It's the thing you put the glass in before you put the clamp on it and space it. That's very true. That's exactly what that is. The back plastic thing with the slidey bit. Well done. That's what that is. It's a plexiglass depthing tool, I think it's called. Spacing tool. You make this the same size and you put the plexiglass in there and it gives you that spacing, which is that deep. When the claws grip the plexiglass, they grip it that much off the bottom. So there's room to put it in the glass in the hole, nice and even, without running into trouble with it. It's stamped Burgon, so it's a real one, but yeah, that adds another $10 to the value. There's other boxes and things down there. I've got no idea what's in here. I believe that King Island dairy box is probably full of screws, and metric and otherwise, like 0.6, 0.8 downwards. Anyway, that's a bit of an issue. I don't know. I've just got to keep at it and keep at it a bit every night and every few days, every weekend, until everything that's in here is put away, and then bring another lot in. That seems a bit never ending, but that's what's got to happen here. And honestly, I'll go through and organise those drawers over there and put all these hand tools and calipers and things in there. See, there's a box of file handles, a bag of file handles. That's very handy. Put that in the files while we're thinking of it. Done. There's 3 vintage planer blades there. There's a Scotch-Brite wheel. There's a hand wheel off something off a project. There's 2 machine scrapers there. There's a gauge there for measuring the old French Swiss inch. There goes one of life's little useless things. Is this one? It might be a metric one. Let's have a look at it. It's got France on it. It could be metric. No, what do we got? 10. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's parts of a French inch, but I'm not sure. It's a pretty useless tool, to be honest. It's a curiosity, that's all. There's a blower gun that goes with my air compressor. A good one. There's a pop rivet gun down there. We could hang the pop rivet gun on that. There we go. We can put the pop rivet gun away. Fix that. Never know when we'll need that again, and where we'll never be able to find it. We need to have a bit of a clean up and a tidy. To be honest, a lot of this stuff's got to go. There's no other way around that. rotten old wood turning chisels and things. I've got some good ones and I've got some crap ones. I'm going to have to go through them. It's just, yeah, all over the show. Postage wasn't so expensive. I'd post all this stuff to everyone. At some point I need to know what I'm going to do with this. I have here a locomotive, and while we're so far down that path that I really should get it finished, I'm not really feeling that at this point the perpetuity, I guess, to actually make progress on it. But we'll see how we go. There's a ER20 collet closer. There's a block for dressing grinding wheels, a set of thin piece clamps from Starrett, an assortment of small drills. There's actually the printed circuit board is actually my subscription counter, which will have to go up somewhere. I've got no idea where, probably over by the lathe. We've got a micrometer head. That's sort of earmarked for this, if I can think of it. There's another micrometer head there. Let's have a look over here. Too warm in the cupboard anyway. Right. On this system, and someone might have some input into this, I don't know. I mean, I'm asking for advice. But what we need is, I'm thinking, slide this off here so you can see under it. What I'm thinking is to put a groove through here. Maybe. I think there's enough meat in here to do that on the side. This is steel too, so I think we could probably put a groove through here all the way through. And then we have a little slidey piece. This is the fence off my circular saw, but something like this on a miniature scale that slides backwards and forwards with a lock screw, right? And what happens is that when this feeds this far enough into the cut, this pops this off the end and disengages the dog clutch, and it just turns like this, see? That's the theory. And it no longer moves. So what I'm going to do is make some sort of a system like this in a groove on the edge here. Probably with just one offset in here and a lever off, or some sort of folded piece of hardened steel or screwed together out of two pieces, something like that. So that pops that out, right? And then you wind it back. You can put that back in gear and you can start the lathe again and finish the cut. Good theory. It would be very nice to have some sort of micrometer adjustment on that. Hey, Paul. I'll pull this out. Sorry about the handheld. Getting there. I've actually got somewhere for... We're starting to get actual places again for camera mounts, but one thing at a time. Right, little micrometer head. What I would probably do is put it out here somehow, or on this piece, right, so that it works up against there. That's sort of my thought. More this way. Don't know, what I'd like is something that pushes this out and back on a spring so that you can adjust it and if you need to take another 10th out and cut, you can adjust this nicely. So whether you thread that into the just clamp a block on using the long ends. Yeah, well, that kind of works too. But I think this could be a little bit more complicated than that. The reason I haven't really done it is I haven't really got a system for it. Probably if we made this with a little lever off here and then screwed that in there so it operated on there, that's not going to make any difference. It's got to operate on here. Is that right? No, it's going to operate on that one. Anyway, it's got to look nice and it's got to be something we can use, and it would be very useful to have it so that you can set it where you are, measure your job, move it out another 20th hour and work it till then. I'm not sure this is even going to work that precisely, but it's a thought. That's what we were keeping that for. That's what we were keeping that for, and that was the idea. I've got another one here, which probably it's not much good. It's got a bit more travel in it. It's much too big. But sorry about the wavy bit, but this one's too big, I think. Actually, it probably would work remarkably well. I don't see why that wouldn't be a good thing. But anyway, still thinking about that. Next job is fix this end and then we'll start thinking about sorting this out. But bear in mind that all this has been reconstructed and this steel plate's not original and anything else in here has been chopped off, and we've sort of started from the ground up with this and made it a lot better. The original hold down clamp bolt was in here. On the large sleigh, more information on that. What do you mean by the large sleigh? Oh, the launch lathe. I see, yes. A video on the launch lathe. Yeah, I probably should, but I should make some progress on it first. Anyway, hey Nigel. So, probably just a slide in here with a clamp bolt is probably plenty good enough. And that means your power feed cuts off at the end of the cut and things like that, sort of. It's probably all it needs is a bar out here with a flat on the end, whether it's a disc with a half round cut out of it to go around here. That might be really nice. It's just a sort of a reinforced thick disc with a slot in it and a square bar attached to it that goes back through here about 1/4 inch square, something like that. Sticking up a bit proud so you can clamp it, and some sort of clamp on here. That's probably all it needs, and honestly, it's probably plenty good enough. Anyway, I'm overthinking it again. Sorry. Anyway, we got started on the lathe, and I'm sorry about that, but it is a bit of one of those subjects. So every time I do get started, I usually manage to rattle off and for hours. Sorry. Spider Bite is kind of okay, I think. Not real good either, but it's better than it was. This back sight here, there, is the original. There is a micrometer so in one of the old tubal cane books. Thanks for that, Raymond. We might find that too. That's the original wound site. This one here is where the infections come up again. And looking down there, there's probably another spot where it's going to come up again. So I'm not sure how many months of this we've got, but doctor says where you could go and get a UV drip with some antibiotics and get it. That might fix it or it might not, but I think you've got to let it run its course. So whatever's in there that's stirring it up is going to keep stirring it up no matter how much you try and poison it. Anyway, it's all right. Anyway, I'm probably going to call this a night. Thanks everyone for joining. Really appreciate you calling in to say hello. I'm feeling a bit lost because I've got crap here everywhere I don't know what to do with. And some of it's going to go, some of it's not. And some of it's just going to get put away where I know it's going to live. But we will eventually get there. But it's a big job. I appreciate you all joining in for the moral support anyway. But I'm going to call it. Take care, everyone. Be kind to each other. If you live in the North Rivers of New South Wales, Glenray Timberfest is on at the end of July. I think it's the end of July, beginning of July, end of July. Hit up Dan's Shed or me for exact details. If you've got a steam engine that's coming or you think you'd like to bring a steam engine, hit us up about that too, because there might be some ways to get it there. Anyway, take care. Be kind to each other. I'm out, and we'll catch you next week if there's no video between. Thanks, and anyone who really wants to come and take some junk off my hands, be in touch. Thanks.